Ladies and gentlemen, everybody, welcome to TJK Network, and today we are presenting you girls soccer. Pequannock is still undefeated with a 10-0-0 record with 8 shutouts. Pretty insane for the Panthers, and they'll be playing against a good team, the Clifton Mustangs, 5-2-0. It's going to be a solid matchup. Starting in net is number 0, Zoe Wisner, with a record of 10-0-0. With a total of 43 saves and a save average of 4.3. And yes, we finally got a proper picture of her, which is nice for the broadcast. And the teams will exchange good sportsmanship terms of the NJSIA before we start. Before we start, this stream is brought to you by TJK merch or TJK wear. Go cop it in the link in the description below to support TJK Network. Of course, we designed it all off of TJK Network and stuff. This is a little extra support or help if you want to support TJK Network. You can get it in the link description below, TJK wear. Earlier today, we broadcasted the pep rally, and had Jason on the computer just monitoring everything while I, was out with the wireless camera. It went pretty successful with our wireless camera, and it was a lot of action. Since I brought all my broadcasting gear to school today, it was no rush to get here because I didn't have to go home to pick up the stuff because I had to bring everything to school. So I just decided, just stay after school and just hang out until, the girls' soccer game started. So there was no rush today, so it's a pretty relaxed day. Homecoming week has been pretty strong. And here we go, getting ready. Very nice day in Pequannock, New Jersey, 78 degrees. It's a lot cooler because of the wind, so it's not as hot in the press box as boys soccer. So hopefully, my commentating should be consistent because when it's hot in here, it is hard to keep up. But here we go, getting ready for our kickoff. Here we go. Currently at center. And Pequannock still able to maintain possession with Cunha, bringing it in. Emily Ziegler rushing to that. Emily Ziegler on the side. At front. Tried to give it to Ortega. And she wasn't able to connect on that. As the ball made its way out. Ball brought back in. Ortega. Ortega with a nice move as she tries to bring it to the front of the net. Shot! Scores! Caitlin Ziegler makes it 1-0 Panthers. And we're going to check that replay on that. Brought up front. And that was a great goal. Ball brought to the other side as it goes out. And that is currently Van Letten, as she will kick it out to center. And currently on that, Gianna DeSimone. Now to Cunha. DeSimone. Ortega now, as they'll enter. Ortega battling one-on-one. And that ball is taken to center as the Clifton Mustangs do bring it into Pequannock's zone. Pequannock's on it though at center. Emily Ziegler tried to pass it to Caitlin Ziegler. And that pass was broken up. And that ball makes its way into Pequannock's zone and out of bounds, but the ball's brought back in and then it goes out again. Brought in by number 13, Murphy, for the Mustangs. At center, though, battling for it was Van Letten, but that ball is taken. And that ball goes into Pequannock's zone and makes its way to Zoe Wisner as she'll grab it. Zoe Wisner kicks that out to around nearby center, but that ball makes its way back in. So Wisner will chase for the ball and will pick it up. And Wisner kicks that out. Caitlin Ziegler brings it back to McMahon. Then to Emily Ziegler. That pass is taken back to Pequannock's zone, and that ball will make its way to the stands. Ball brought back in by Murphy. And it makes its way out again. Brought in again. It'll go off the head. And up front. As that ball makes its way out to Zoe Wisner. And she will hold on to it. She'll kick it to center. It'll go off the head of Osmansky. And Mustangs bring it in. That ball makes its way out in Pequannock's half of the field. Ball kicked out to center. That ball makes its way to Addie Van Letten. Now to Cunha. At center is Osmansky. Tries to give it to Ortega, and Ortega's able to get it. And that ball makes its way to Emily Ziegler. She'll kick it back in. McMahon. And that ball gets kicked out of bounds. Ball brought back in. Shayla Osmansky with it. And she'll give it to McMahon. Now Emily Ziegler. Emily Ziegler to DeSimone. And gets taken by Fizbeck. As that ball goes out of bounds. Ball brought back in. Shayla Osmansky. DeSimone. Ball up front with nobody there. Now Samantha Cunha brings it up high. And it goes wide left side of the net. Ball brought to center. And the goalkeeper starting for the Clifton Mustangs is Leslie Sarita Perez. Actually, maybe Sarita. That's what I think it is. Ball brought to Pequannock's side of the field. The end battle for it was Addie Van Letten as it goes out of bounds. And the ball brought back in. And that ball is brought up high. And makes its way out again. Ball brought back in. Makes its way out again. And that ball is loose as the Panthers get to it. Ziegler. And that ball is given to DeSimone. Taken back by Stopaker. Stopaker on it. And she will bring it in. Panthers get to it again, that being Cunha. And the Panthers enter now. Ortega, DeSimone. Ortega trying to fight for it. And that ball's taken. Osmanski to bring it in. And Emily Ziegler tries to get it into the net, and it's wide on the right side. Ball brought up high. Cunha. And it gets turned over as it goes off the head. And ball makes its way out again. The officials will start the play up again. And currently DeSimone on it. And that ball goes out again. Brought back in by Samantha Cunha. And Pequannock's going to get a corner kick. Here's the corner kick. And will not reach anybody as it will go out of bounds. McMahon to bring it back in. McMahon keeps it in. Shayla Osmanski with it. Now Emily Ziegler tries to get to it as it's kicked out by Fisbeck. Still Panthers' ball as the Mustangs were the ones that kicked it out of bounds. So McMahon to bring it back in. McMahon keeps it in play. Brought up high. And Pequannock tried to set up, but brought back out to center. And now out of bounds. DeSimone on it. Brought in. Pass intended for Emily Ziegler, gets picked off. Ball makes its way back to center with Katrina McMahon. Ball brought back into play. DeSimone. Shayla Osmanski. And it's brought in by Ortega. DeSimone on it. Simone tries to bring it up front to Ziegler. And it gets picked off. But Panthers still find a way to maintain possession. McMahon to Rachel Cunningham. And she'll bring it back out to center. And then to Zoe Wisner. That pass was from Blakely to Wisner. Cunha. And Van Letten will exchange passes. And now with Ortega on it. Ortega brings it in. And that ball makes its way to Sarita Perez. And she will hold on. And kick it up high to center. Rachel Cunningham on it now. Cunningham brings it in. Emily Ziegler tries to rush to it, but makes its way to Sarita Perez. She'll kick it out. Panthers still maintain with it, though. Rachel Cunningham tries to pass it to Ortega. And it gets blocked by a couple legs. And makes its way to center. Shayla Osmansky brings it in with Emily Ziegler to pass it to. Ziegler, Osmansky. Osmansky with the shot, and Sarita Perez to grab the ball. Kicked out to center. Cunha rushing to that ball. She keeps it in play. Ball makes its way into Panthers territory. And that ball makes its way to Zoe Wisner as she'll go out of her net to pick it up. And that ball will make its way out of bounds again. Samantha Cunha to bring it back in. Samantha Cunha is the one that brought that back in. It's brought up high. Riley Chomko. Civil. Never mind, she will not keep it in play. It just barely makes its way out. Brought in at center. To Simone to Riley Chomko. Katrina McMahon. Now to Caitlin Ziegler. Riley Chomko rushing to that at the side as it gets kicked out of bounds by the Mustangs. Brought back in. McMahon brings it up at front. Shayla Osmansky trying to get to that. And also DeSimone. Riley Chomko. Shayla Osmansky brings it up high. And it just goes over the net. Kicked out to center. Shayla Osmanski tries to bring it in. And makes its way to Rachel Cunningham. And passed a little back to Cunha as it's brought in to Ortega. Brought in, Chomko to kick it. Ball's picked off. But Panthers find a way to get it again. But it's stolen. And stolen back again. With Rachel Cunningham with it. Riley Chomko rushing to it. And it goes out. Kicked out. Not really at the center yet. And now it makes its way to center. Blakely tries to pass to Shayla Osmanski, but it lands in the Mustangs' hands. But then the Panthers regain the possession with Samantha Cunha. To Simone. Trying to reach to that ball. She holds on. Attempt to bring it up at front. But it gets brought back, but Ortega still keeps it in the zone. Ortega. And that ball will go to Sarita Perez. Brought out to center. Off the head. Van Letten. Kicks it up high at center. Shayla Osmanski hits it off the top of her head. Brought in. With a shot. Just wide. By DeSimone. Gianna DeSimone was very close to making it 2-0. She had an open net as the goalkeeper, Sarita Perez, got far out of her net as that ball is kicked by Sarita Perez out of bounds at center. So Panthers get the ball. At center, up high. Off the head of Blakely. Ball currently in the Panthers' territory. Shayla Osmanski tries to steal it. And Panthers do get it. At center was Ortega. Got stolen again. And Zoe Wisner rushes to it. And she's able to sweep that ball away from the Mustangs and hold on. Center, Riley Chomko. Rachel Cunningham try to get it, and it gets brought back in to the Panthers zone. Ball makes its way out again. Ball brought into play. DeSimone. And that ball makes its way out. Samantha Cunha to play it back in. Shayla Osmanski. Ball makes its way back to McMahon. Blocked on the pass, but Panthers are still able to hold on to it, and the pass is successful to Riley Chomko. DeSimone to Ortega, but it gets stolen midair. Kicked out to center. At center, Rachel Cunningham. Ortega. Up high, makes its way out the corner. And out. And that ball is kicked, but not out the center. Ball's lost nearly as Sarita Perez drops that while trying to save that right in front of a couple Panthers players. But she is able to drop down to regain the ball. Ball's out again in the Panthers territory. At center, Ortega entering. Pass to Shayla Osmansky. She'll bring it to the side as it will get taken by Sarita Perez as it's brought to center. Ball makes its way into the Panther zone. Addie Van Letten is able to bring that out to center, but the ball is going to make its way out of bounds. Brought in. Riley Chomko able to bring it over and play it, but makes its way to McMahon. Back to Chomko. Rachel Cunningham now. Ball makes its way to the Mustang zone. And they'll pass it to Sarita Perez as she'll kick it up high. At center. Up high. Addie Van Letten now. At center, though. Panthers rush in. Pass to Simone. Simone turns it over. Ball makes its way to center. Van Letten. To Cunha. Cunha. And I believe that was Ortega that had it as it makes its way to Osmansky and now to Rachel Cunningham. Ball kicked to center. And Zoe Wisner is able to rush out to the net and kick it up high to center. Cunha. Ortega to Van Letten. Now to Shayla Osmansky. And now to Simone. And ball gets brought up high and out of bounds. Brought back in. Ball's out again. Now it's in. Gianna DeSimone try to get to it. Richard Cunningham to Osmanski. And the ball makes its way back to center. And then back into the Mustang zone. Shayla Osmanski gets it to the net. And it's just wide. Tries to give it to... Tries to give it to number 3, not listed on our roster for some reason. Brought over. That was brought over by Sarita Perez as made its way to center and to Zoe Wisner. Now Wisner kicks it up high. Rachel Cunningham to Shayla Osmanski. Cunha keeps it in zone. Ortega keeps it in bounds. But it makes its way out of bounds again. At center now. Makes its way to Zoe Wisner in the Panthers zone. Pass to Rachel Cunningham. Ball makes its way back in the Panthers' offensive territory, or the Mustangs' territory. Brought to Caitlin Ziegler. And it's taken. And goes out of bounds. Brought up high. At center. And Mustangs try to bring it in. It gets kicked up at center. Ortega tries to bring it in. Ball makes its way out. Football team practicing on Stadium Field. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. That'll be our homecoming broadcast. Figure out our homecoming king and queen winners. Blakely in the Panthers territory brings it to center. Tries to give it to Caitlin Ziegler. Gets turned over. Osmanski on it now. Now to Van Letten. Brought in. And Mustangs bring it back in. Caitlin Ziegler. Now to Rachel Cunningham. Cunningham. And pass makes its way to Emily Ziegler. Ortega. Now to Simone. She'll shoot it just wide, left side of the net. Brought up high. Caitlin Ziegler on it, entering in. Battling one-on-one, she's able to get it through. Rachel Cunningham slips on that play. But Ziegler is still on it. Now to Ortega. Shayla Osmansky gets it to the net. And it's stopped by Sarita Perez as she'll hold on. Kicked up to center. It's brought up high. Emily Ziegler is able to keep it in. Emily Ziegler rushing for it as it makes its way out. Brought in. Ortega. Ball kicked up high. Rachel Cunningham. Shayla Osmansky. Makes its way towards the net. As Sarita Perez grabs it and brings it to center. Perez with the ball again. Here's the kick to center. So Wisner rushes out of the net to pick up that ball. Ball makes its way past defender's defense. Falito gets to the net. So Wisner picks that up. Samantha Cunha. Ball brought out of bounds. Ball makes its way to the Panther zone with Blakely on it. Blakely brings it up. Mustangs there will keep it in. Ball makes its way to Emily Ziegler as she will bring it out. Ball taken back and brought in, and Panthers are able to get it out. The center, as once again it's brought back in, but it's going to go out of bounds as we reach our final 10 seconds of our first half. And that will end our first half here. And your score going into halftime is 1-0 Panthers. We'll be back in around 10 minutes. My name's Sarah Kazak with the TJK Network. Don't leave the broadcast. We'll be back momentarily. Once again, scores 1-0 Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for our second half as we get into it. And the current score being 1-0 Panthers. Goal from Caitlin Ziegler. Great first half by the Panthers, offensively and defensively. Panthers have been playing for the past couple matches a lot of under .500 teams that are struggling and, have shut them out and also blew them out 10-0. So this will be the first good team that they'll play. And then tomorrow the Panthers play the first round of the Morris County tournament. And we'll see how far they get in that. This is hot. We'll see if their chances of remaining undefeated are as we get into this. Emily Ziegler on it. Here goes the kick from Van Letten. Makes its way towards the net. And the goalkeeper, Sarita Perez, not able to really get it, but it just goes wide on the left side. And the Panthers going for the free kick. Shayla Osmansky. And it's blocked as it goes nowhere. Panthers keep it. Shayla Osmansky brings it up high. At front of the net. And it's snatched by Sarita Perez. Kicked out center. Ball makes its way out. Ball brought into the Panthers zone. Van Letten. Now to Ortega. Brought up high. At center, Shayla Osmansky brings it in. And DeSimone, as it gets taken away, still in the Mustang zone. Caitlin Ziegler tries to reach to it before it goes out of bounds. Here we go, getting ready for a corner kick. Here's the kick. Off the head. Makes its way out towards the net. And then Emily Ziegler takes it back. She makes a move. Now to Ortega. We'll have a whistle. I believe that was called offsides. Sarita Perez to kick it. There's the kick. And ball makes its way out of bounds again. Brought back in by Samantha Cunha. She gets kicked out again. Brought back in again. Rachel Cunningham with it. Now Emily Ziegler with it. Battling one-on-one. Emily Ziegler takes it to the side.
Nice, Dana. Nice, nice. Come on, Nicole. Come on, come on.
And the ball makes its way out to center. Van Letten tries to bring it back in. McMahon is able to get it to Caitlin Ziegler. Brought in up front. Up high to Simone. And it lands on top of the net. Ball brought to center. Ball brought back into play. Makes its way up high to Simone. Bringing it to Ortega as it goes out. Up high. Goes off a couple bodies. And makes its way to Simone. Caitlin Ziegler. Caitlin Ziegler still on it. And that ball makes its way up at front. Ortega kicks it up high and goes over the net. Sarita Perez to kick. Kicked to center. And brought up high. And makes its way through center. And Zoe Wisner will rush out of her net to pick that up. And she brings it to center. With the kick. Ball makes its way out again. Ball kicked high. Goes out of bounds. Kicked up high. Added Van Letten on it. She gets that ball stolen. It goes out of bounds. Ball back at center. Up high, goes off the head of Osmanski. To Simone. Try to get to it, but it gets taken back and brought to center. Rachel Cunningham. Brought up to center. And makes its way out of bounds. Cunha brings it in. Off the head, couple heads as Osmanski passes it to DeSimone and Ziegler on the corner. This goes out of bounds. Ball brought back in. Charlotte Osmanski able to tip it over. Ball makes its way to the net from Ortega, I believe. And it was stopped by Sarita Perez as the Panthers maintain possession. Shot. It goes wide and just over the net. More on the top left side. Sarita Perez gets it out further, but not entirely towards center. Panthers connect back on the pass. Caitlin Ziegler. Now to Sheila Osmanski. Now to DeSimone. Simone tries to bring it up front, and they're unable to as the ball makes its way out. Cunha brings it back into play. Brought up high. Goes off the head. And that ball is taken to center. Addie Van Letten getting pushed one-on-one with the possession as ball makes its way out. Ball brought in. And makes its way into the offensive territory for the Panthers. Ortega again. Battled one-on-one. At front, makes its way to Sarita Perez. She'll hold on. Ball kicked up high. And to center. Ball still in. Katrina McMahon trying to get that. Addie Van Letten. Brings it through. DeSimone goes for the shot. Just wide of the net. And we have a Pequannock Panther down on the field. I believe that is Gianna DeSimone. And she'll get up to Simone. And I've figured out, I believe, who number 3 is.
I was like, but that's just me. I'm not connecting. But yeah, it's just fun. I even told my husband, I was like, I know your friend, and he's like, yeah, like, she's just Kimberly with her daughter. He's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, but I didn't think she was.
We know her name. First name is Cecilia. That's number 3. She's on the JV team.
Small community, everyone knows everybody. Like, it's not, they know somebody in their family. But that's devotion. Like, I was like, yeah, do what that makes you feel good.
And I have found her name, Cecilia Colvin. That's who number 3 is. We'll write that down. As the ball's brought at center. Cecilia Colvin, who is number 3, we just had to identify, asked to get the identification. She plays on the JV team. Getting her varsity minutes as Ortega tries to catch up to his ball as it goes out of bounds. Ball kicked up. And it's brought to center. And makes its way into the Panthers' territory with Blakely to kick it out. At center was Ortega. She'll bring it in. Score still 1-0. Panthers. Ball brought back into play. Makes its way through center. Shayla Osmansky brings it in to Caitlin Ziegler and Riley Chomko. Now Rachel Cunningham to the net. Just wide on the right side. Panthers getting a corner kick. Shayla Osmansky to kick for the corner kick. Here's the kick. Goes off the head and away from the net. Brought back in. Kicked up high and out to center. Brought back in by Blakely. Off the head of Riley Chomko. Riley Chomko is pushed out of bounds with the ball. Brought in. Riley Chumko tries to fight for that as it goes out. At center now. Emily Ziegler gets it to Ortega. And it goes out to center and out of bounds. Rachel Cunningham brings it in. And the ball makes its way out of bounds again. Ball kicked out to center. Here's the kick. Makes its way to the right side of Zoe Wisner. Brought up high. As it go behind the net. Out of bounds. And here's the Panthers kicking it out. Center. Alexandra Ortega. Try to get it as the ball trickles out of bounds. Brought up high. Makes its way to Emily Ziegler. And it will go out of bounds. Cunha to bring it in. Riley Chomko. Chomko passes it to Ziegler. Ziegler. And back for McMahon. Ball brought up high. As it goes out of bounds again. Ball brought up. Makes its way through. Stopped by Leslie Soretta Perez. Panthers getting a corner kick once again. Here's the kick. And it makes its way in the net. Panthers score again. And now they'll lead by 2. Sheila Osmansky was the one that took the corner kick. Great goal. And the Panthers now lead by 2.
think that was a stage I'm doing. Okay, I guess you gotta give it to that.
And that ball makes its way out again.
Exactly. That happened to me before. I survived. Okay. Okay.
Ball to be kicked by Sarita Perez. Center. Wilk. As the ball makes its way to Zoe Wisner, she'll run out of the net and stop the ball. And hold on. Kick that center. Ortega. Now to Riley Chomko. And that ball is grabbed by Sarita Perez. Ortega tries to bring it up front. It goes out of bounds again. At center now. And brought into Mustang zone again. Ball's shot as it hits the right side of the net. Kicked up. Ball makes its way through the corner and up at front as it gets taken. Blakely keeps it in. Ball makes its way towards the net, and it's grabbed by Sarita Perez. She'll kick it out to center. Up high. Ball up high again as it's brought back into the Mustangs zone. Brought in. It'll make its way towards the net as Sarita Perez kicks it up high. Samantha Cunha tried to get it off her head. She was unable to. Kicked out of bounds by Addie Van Letten. Ball brought back in. And it's stopped by Zoe Wisner. And she will kick it to center. Ball makes its way up high and goes out of bounds. Ball makes its way to Cecilia Colvin. Up high. Samantha Cunha. Trying to battle for it with Addie Van Letten. And it's going to be the ball for the Mustangs as it's at center. Ortega tried to get that, was unable to. Mia DeCumber Also try to get it. Ball brought back out to center. Blakely. He's out of bounds. Ball brought back in. Brought up high. Off the head of Van Letten. And up high from Osmansky. Ball makes its way to Sarita Perez. Kicked up high. And Osmansky try to go for it. Cecilia Colvin gets toppled on. Up high into Mustang zone. Rachel Cunningham on it now. Emily Ziegler gets knocked over. And the ball gets taken. Addie Van Letten was with the ball nearby as Zoe Wisner will rush out of the net to pick up the ball. 11:30 left in our second half. Center, Cecilia Colvin. Shayla Osmansky falls over on that. We're trying to get it. She'll get up as she's okay. Out of Van Letten to kick. Ball makes its way wide right side, out of bounds as it goes. Ball makes its way towards Sarita Perez, and she'll grab it again. Kicked up, center. Brought in by Osmansky. Shot, scores! Taylor Osmansky makes it 3-0. What a goal. Panthers extend their lead with 9 minutes and 54 seconds left in our second half. And here we go. Shayla Osmansky gets the ball taken away at center. And Caitlin Ziegler tries to battle for it. Ball makes its way out. At center, it gets nearly brought into Panthers territory. McMahon tries to get it out. Brought up. At center. Cecilia Colvin to Cheryl Asmansky. Rushing from the side. Ball pass to Cecilia Colvin. She wasn't able to connect on that pass. As Mustangs bring it out to center. And now the Panthers side of the field.
Nice pass. Come on, come on.
Right up high. And one of the Mustangs players will get knocked down on that. And here is the kick. And it will go over the net of Zoe Wisner. Kicked out to center by Addie Van Letten. Ziegler brings it towards Mustang zone. Ortega. Emily Ziegler at center. Takes it back to Katrina McMahon. Ball still in bounds. At the sidelines. Kick through. Panthers maintain the possession. Addie Van Letten. Emily Ziegler. Katrina McMahon trying to get that ball. Panthers try to take the ball. They still have not gotten it. Ball makes its way into the Panthers' half of the field. This goes out of bounds. Addie Van Letten with the kick at center. Ball's kicked right back into the Panthers zone. Addie Van Letten quickly responds to get it out. Panthers bring it back in to the Mustang zone. Ball makes its way out. Clock is frozen at 4:51. There it is. It's back. Brought up high. Rachel Cunningham makes its way to Blakely. Blakely with it. And Zoe Wisner rushes out of the net to get the ball. Zoe Wisner At center goes off ahead. I believe that was Blakely who kicked it to Chomko. Chomko on it. Riley Chomko to Alexandra Ortega. Goes for it. And it's stopped by Sarita Perez. Sarita Perez to center. Chomko brings it back in. Sarita Perez will pick it up. At the center. And it's out of bounds. Brought back in. Panthers steal that, but it gets taken back by the Mustangs, but the Panthers get it back out to center. Off the head of Rachel Cunningham and makes its way to Emily Ziegler. Rachel Cunningham with it again. Rachel Cunningham entering the Mustang zone, and she will shoot it, and it will land in the hands of Sarita Perez. Sarita Perez kicks it back out to center. Brought up high as it goes off the head. Ball still in on the sidelines. Mustangs trying to find a move. Ball's picked off as goes back into their own zone. And it's out of bounds again. 2 minutes remaining in our second half. Currently, a battle for it as Rachel Cunningham is able to get it for the Panthers. And Sarita Perez kicks that away as the ball makes its way to center. Ortega. And the Mustangs try to get something going here. Ball makes its way back to Ortega, though, as it goes out of bounds. Reaching our final minute, well, less than a minute now, 40 seconds. Riley Chomko, now to Ortega. Caitlin Ziegler. At center, Kaylee Bunsen. Ball goes out of bounds again. And reaching our final 10 seconds here. Riley Chomko will rush to that for a final second. And that will be it. Panthers win. And they will remain undefeated, going up from 10-0-0 to 11-0-0. Astonishing record, still undefeated. Clifton Mustangs will fall down from 5-2-0 to 5-3-0. And that will conclude today's matchup. So the Panthers win 3-0 and will remain undefeated with another shutout added to their wins, 11 wins with 9 shutouts. So, my name is Tyler Kazazak. We hope you enjoyed this TJK Network broadcast. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We will have I believe, a doubleheader. It will be the Morris County tournament of girls soccer as they'll play again. And that will be on TJK Network 2, by the way. And then, of course, we have our main broadcast of the night, our huge game, rivalry game, homecoming whiteout game, Pequannock Panthers versus the Kinnelon Colts. Be sure to tune in on that. That will be one of our biggest games and biggest broadcasts of the fall sports season, most likely. So we'll see you in the next one. Anyways, hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and be sure to tune in tomorrow. Peace out, everybody.